Hey guys, Marstinkin here, bringing you another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video. And so yesterday I put up the Kamehameha no item run for normal Super Battle Road, and today we are going to be jumping into the Extreme Super Battle Road stage that also released, which is Representatives of Universe 7. So this one, like a lot of the more recent Super Battle Road stages, technically is easy, but it's very much reliant on RNG. I mean, no item runs very often are, right? Like a lot of the time, on every single rotation, there's a situation where if a unit takes a super attack in a particular slot, the run is just over. So obviously there is a little bit of RNG involved. But this one very much comes down to the fact that we are using almost an entire team full of people that can dodge. And then if they don't dodge, we'll take a significantly large amount of damage. So obviously first up we have Physical Master Roshi. Still kicking it to this day, almost a year old on Global. Honestly, the free-to-play LR that comes out during the anniversary, from what I've got to see from them on JP, probably not as good as Master Roshi, so still incredibly useful on this team, because obviously he has the Revival, which has one of the easiest conditions out of any revival ability in the game. You only have to have 2 Turtle School allies on the team, and obviously we have multiple Gokus on the team, so his revival is obviously going to come in clutch quite a few times. So, of course, we are running STR UI Goku and AGL UI Goku, going to run them together as a rotation, and then we're using a friend AGL UI Goku. So, there's a lot of 70% chance to dodge all across the team, and it does just come down to getting that good RNG. This definitely wasn't my first attempt. I had a couple of tries which basically all ended with AGL UI Goku not dodging a super attack, so that meme lives on. In fact, I actually had one attempt where on this first fight against the trio The Dangers, every single attack was in slot 1. So it's like 12 attacks or something stupid. And AGL UI Goku dodged every single one of those attacks except the last one, which was a super attack from the tech one. So I took like 1,000,000 damage and just immediately died. Because, I mean, you've seen like, you know, if he doesn't dodge a super from type neutral or something, you've probably seen screenshots people have been posting on Twitter of him taking like 700k damage or something. But yeah, if you get hit with the tech super attack, we're talking like 1,000,000 damage. So, yeah, a lot of it is just going to come down to RNG. The other kind of thing you want to try and do is make sure that Roshi is positioned in a convenient spot. I do think later on, just for the sake of the rotation, I actually do float him off a couple of times. But a lot of it can come down to the timing as well. Like if you have Roshi in slot 7 and you take a ton of damage on turn 1, then obviously he's not there on turn 2 to have that revival ready to potentially save you. So where Roshi is in the shuffle of the rotations can make a huge difference as well. And then obviously we've got Skinny Boo here. Skinny Boo is a unit that I've used on almost every single no item run that he can be used on. But this is the one where he's kind of starting to show his age a little bit. Because you see there, him getting hit by Bergamo for 160k. The reason why he's been so good in a lot of these older Super Battle Road stages is the fact that he has 300% attack and defense for the first few turns, as well as a 50% chance to dodge. So even if he didn't dodge, in a lot of the stages, he's only taken like a couple of thousand damage maximum. But obviously you can really see here in this particular stage that the damage that any of these units are taking pretty much if they take hits is going to be quite high. The only exception is obviously units like the Easy A Super Saiyan Blue Evolution Vegeta, because once he's gotten some attacks off, like his defense is obviously very, very good. So I'm pretty sure he consistently tanks normal attacks throughout this entire run. For double-digit damage, which is obviously very, very impressive. AGL Super Saiyan Blue Evolution, probably one of the best Easy ATURs on Global at the moment. But then, of course, we have this guy. So we went into the second fight below 50% HP, which means he has transformed straight away, and we have Roshi on rotation. So this is, I think, one of the times where I float him off, because the Roshi revival is obviously very good, right? Gets you a free heal, gets you out of a tight spot, but it ends the turn immediately. So you obviously want to try and make the most of damage output, because if I just put him in slot 1 and then he gets killed straight away and we revive, we haven't really done much on the turn. But this way, if we go ahead and do this, I can do a ton of damage here without having to use the revive straight away. Because remember, on the turn that Int UI Goku transforms, he has a 100% chance to dodge. So he's going to put out a 5.1 million attack stat here, get a crit as well, and then we get the additional up to 5.3. So nice bit of free damage here. He's going to get guaranteed dodges, and then we have AGL UI Goku attacking. And then, of course, it's down to whether he gets all of his dodges. I think if he takes one normal attack out of the attacks that are coming up against him, he probably would survive. And then Roshi in the final spot. I think is this the turn where... I think, yeah, I went for his 12 key super because he can stun on 12 key. And then his 18 key does more damage, but seals. And so that's another good thing you can try and do with him. If you're going for the revival turn, is get the stun on one of the enemies. Then he gets killed. And then it ends the turn, you go into the next turn, and that enemy is still stunned. So we go for the stun on Ribrien here. And then we don't get it. So Roshi gets himself clapped. 260k damage from Ribrien. Means we did survive with like the tiny sliver of health, and then he gets hit with the Int one. I forget which one is Kakunsa and which one is Rosie. But because that's the other thing that can happen as well, remember, because Roshi has built-in dodge as well. So you can get to a turn, again, if you get RNG not go your way, it's actually a case of like good RNG, but not when you want it. Is you could get to that turn where the revival's ready to proc, Roshi's on rotation, you've got super low HP, and then everybody, including Roshi, dodges, and so then you go into the next turn, still on super low HP, but now you don't have your revival character, so you just kind of have to hope the RNG does come through again, and you can dodge every single attack. So the timing of when Roshi is going to be on rotation is very, very important for this no item run, alongside the dodging from UI Goku. Because obviously, like, if all the UI Gokus, Kid Buu, obviously you can, Skinny Buu, you can bring the physical free-to-play UI Goku, who's a support unit. A lot of dodging needs to be done. And so this run, very reliant on RNG. Roshi kind of acting like a safety net when he's around on time for that revival. And then, of course, the other good thing about Skinny Buu is that he can stun on super attack. So he just really is good for Super Battle Road in general. But as you can see with this stage, when he has taken a hit, he is starting to be a little bit outdated now. Even though he has 300% attack and defense for the first couple of turns, his stats obviously not high enough overall for that to be able to let him tank at any sort of considerable rate. But he still comes in handy. Obviously, he gets some dodges. He got the stun here, which means we don't have to rely on the dodging. We're just free to finish her off here. So I'm pretty sure she doesn't survive this turn, because we didn't get any additionals from AGL UI Goku, but Int UI Goku still putting up a pretty respectable attack stat. We get an additional normal attack. Oh yeah, it's Blue Evolution Vegeta, it's not 3. So he has the potential to attack multiple times here if needed, but he finishes her off with the first super attack. And we can go on to the final fight. So we're against Jiren, Topo, and Dispo. As you can see, we are below 50% HP, and Roshi is on the first turn here. So this is another good setup where we can get the... try and do as much damage as possible and then get the revive. So I was trying to decide who to put in slot 1 out of the 2 UIs, but both of them have a type disadvantage enemy in slot 1 regardless. So if any dodges get failed here, we're just going to die. The reason why I put STR UI Goku in slot 1 is obviously from his dodges, he does build up his stats. So if he can get a couple of dodges in before he attacks, he will actually do more damage. So Roshi again will go for the stun. But unfortunately, we do dodge a super straight away, but then we don't dodge the type disadvantage attack from Dispo. So nearly 300k from a normal attack on STR UI Goku without the dodge there. So get the revival again. Roshi coming in clutch. Unfortunately, that is one of the instances where the revival was kind of wasted, because we died in slot 1 without getting to do anything. So I say wasted because obviously we survive, we carry on. But we didn't get to actually do anything on the turn. We didn't get to deal any damage to any of the enemies. So that is a little bit unfortunate. But good attack placement on this turn though as well. Because of course until Int UI Goku transforms, he doesn't have that dodge chance. He does raise his defense on super attack, but not really enough to be like super good at tanking. And of course now we are at the point that the Dokkan gauge is full. So I think AGL actually does come in clutch here and just dodge everything. Yeah, he does. So we get the Dokkan attack. Unfortunately, we did not get the 18 key super. The orb field was against us. We literally only needed one extra key because we got all those dodges. Managed to build up to 17 key. But obviously, we are banking on the crit here. Goku, of course, has the 50% crit chance on his first super attack. And then guaranteed crits on any additionals. I'm pretty sure we do crit. Do we crit Jiren? I'm sure we must crit at least one of them. Because, as you can see, we've done about half damage to Topo and Dispo as well. And then UI getting that additional super attack. So obviously this one is a guaranteed crit. So nice bit of damage to Jiren. Jiren has a lot more HP than the other two. So maybe it would have been best to focus on one of the others with the Dokkan attack, as then that additional super potentially would have killed, like Dispo, for example. But then we got Int UI Goku attacking Jiren with the type advantage, so he's able to do a nice chunk of damage as well. But yeah, I mean, you can see just how much HP Jiren has, the fact that he's still hanging in there. And then Skinny Boo gets the stun on Dispo, dodges one attack from Jiren, but then look at that, 240k. So fortunately, we do get the heal off of the Dokkan attack, but we are still on quite low health, so we are still basically relying on the dodges here. But with Dispo stunned, this is where we put STR UI in slot 1, because at least he doesn't have type disadvantage against Jiren. And I believe, yeah, we just continue to go full force with the attacks targeting Jiren, because obviously there's no way he doesn't die to both of the UIs. And then SSB at the end is obviously going to get off a whole bunch of attacks, potentially multiple supers. So I think this might be the last turn, because we've got a decent build-up for STR UI Goku here. We get the crit as well. Was that enough to finish him off? I believe it was. Yeah, we are attacking Topo now. So yeah, finished off Jiren with STR UI Goku. And then AGL UI gets the crit. Doesn't get any additionals, unfortunately. So Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta comes in to finish off Topo, get the additional normal attacks, and then we get the additional super from the hidden potential, and Dispo hanging in there by a thread, gets a crit, and it is goodbye. So there you go. That is the Reps of Universe 7 stage of Extreme Super Battle Road, beaten with no items. Like I said at the start, this one is a full-on RNG fest. If you want to try and do the no item run for this one, the strategy really is just bring like all the UIs and Roshi. Just try and get, I say try because there's nothing you can really do about it, but just try and get as many dodges as possible. Try and have Roshi on rotation as much as possible to utilize his stun and the revival chance. And then there you go. This is one of those really frustrating ones where if you just get a string of having really, really bad luck with the dodges, you could just have multiple attempts in a row where you just die. But once it comes through, there you go. No items, ESBR, Reps of Universe 7. So let me know what teams you guys used to beat this team, even if you did use items, down below in the comment section. And that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Master Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.